Well, it's the shank of the evening here in the radio clock shop. I had to go to Wisconsin. Had to wait for the sun to start going down and shoot this video. Otherwise, we would have been inundated with a convolution of static. The video I shot earlier this afternoon of the radio playing just was too staticky to put on the air. So we're going to give it a try right now. As you can hear, I've got the vibrator humming. In just a moment, I'll turn up the volume. Had a little problem here just before I started to shoot the video. The radio was cutting in and out. And it turned out to be a 6SK7 IF2. One of the disadvantages that I have when I work on radios belonging to customers so far away is that I am not on hand to assist in the installation. I rely upon the customer's expertise to install the radio, or whomever he's going to have install it for him. The electrical system of the vehicle, the ignition system, and the antenna. All those factors can come into play, and if one is out of sync with the rest, the radio might not work and the customer is on the phone to me. One thing that I do tell customers to do, and in their haste to get the radio installed and working, they do forget, there's a trimmer capacitor, which is the final step in the alignment of this radio. It's a capacitor down by the antenna input. But actually, the customer has to make the final adjustment, or whomever is installing the radio for him. What you do is you tune the radio to a weak station and then peak the signal with the trimmer capacitor. And invariably when I tell customers to do that, there's no problem. I've never gotten the radio back. I have had questions. And also, like just a few moments ago, the tube, the 6SK7, that was giving me some problems. This radio is virtually running on used parts, whether it be tubes or coils or IF transformers. Anything can happen at any time. One thing I didn't do, and I don't always practice what I preach, I said in a previous video, not this video, but another video on an old radio, I think it was an RCA, and what I said was that before I undertake a major overhaul, I completely go through the radio and check to make sure that I don't have any bad coils. I know with this radio we connected it, and I believe all we got was audio. We didn't even have IF. And I should have stopped right there and completely gone through the radio from one end to the other, at least from the antenna through the IF, and checked the coils to see if one was defective, but I didn't. I assumed the radio would probably work, and it did. These old DELCO radios were probably the best radios ever built. Prior to DELCO, it was United Motors. I can't remember one of these radios out of a General Motors vehicle that I have not been able to get working. So, with that, let's turn up the volume and see if we have any more than just vibrator. And we do. By the way, I am not using the conventional car antenna, because even with the sun beginning to go down and stations coming in, I do have fluorescent lights operating here in the shop. So the antenna will be picking up all of that. I am connected to a dipole antenna. I'm using one section of it, and the antenna is on the roof of the building that I'm in. So that's what we are receiving stations on. one's going to come booming in, and that's the SS Tran, and we've talked about that before.
The little big gold monument.
You look a little down today.
That's the SS Tran right there.
From the Legends of the Field WSSP Sports Update Studio.
You can discover an infinite downtown. 1,000 cases in the United States alone. Cervical cancer is caused by human papillomavirus, or HPV. About 70% of cervical cancer cases in the U.S. are caused by HPV types. Expected to be around paying $4,000. Don't go wait, another hour's coming up. You're on the Westar Multimedia Network. Too many Americans are living without dental insurance.
The receiver is highly selective and sensitive, which is also indicative of these old DELCO radios.
Two missing 14-year-old fishermen has been found off Florida's Atlantic coast, but neither boy has been discovered. CBS with the latest next. Federal regulators.
And that's on the local automated station.
Unconscious and general belongings.
Should probably talk to Coast Guard Command Center in our in Miami.
Last year, reached $143 million.
That might be WTL, Chicago.
Brown brought her into position. Marty Brown has died. She was 22.
And that's WBBM at 780. Right in there should be WLW. A lot of noise on the low frequency.
Kind of pound Middle East here. The Coast Guard saying that both belonging to
And that's Wausau, WSAU, about 40 miles
has
away.
been found off the Atlantic coast of Florida, capsized.
And so there you have it. A successful rebuild. I think the customer will be pleased with this radio. Should give him a lot of good service for years to come. Because living in Iowa, he doesn't drive his car year-round. So with that, it's a wrap. Sunday nights. Have a good rest of your week. More videos coming up as the days go by. So stay healthy and straight ahead.